Good morning. So I have a pretty cool milestone today. A lot of people on YouTube that review shoes get sent shoes from the manufacturer for the purpose of review. So they always have to say before the video that their opinions are their own and that kind of thing, that they're not being paid for it. I've never had that luxury. I'm still a very small channel, you know, trying to grow. But I actually did get reached out to by a brand called FitVille that I haven't heard of before they reached out to me, but they actually sent me 3 pairs of their shoes for the purpose of review. So now I get to sound like a real professional YouTube person and say that even though these were provided to me by this brand, my opinions are my own. They're not paying me to make it. So hopefully I'm going to be able to say that a lot more times in the future. So I'm going to give these a go today, and I'll have a comparison video between the 3 shoes that they sent me. I got 1 pair so far. This will be my first run in them. So I'll get all 3 and I'll put it together in one video comparing the 3 shoes. Good morning. I'd like to say thank you to FitVille again for providing me with these shoes for the purpose of review. But again, as I said earlier, they won't be seeing this review until I post it. They're not paying me to make the review, and all the opinions are my own. They did provide me with an exclusive link and a promo code. So if anybody watches this review and decides you want to pick up any of these shoes, there's a promo code of Sean30 to get a 30% off discount. So I'll put that in the video description. So a little bit about FitVille. Who is FitVille? Prior to them reaching out to me, I had not heard of this brand. So I did a little research, went on their website. They also sent me a little booklet with the shoes, How to Love Your Feet. And this actually talks about some kind of common foot issues like flat feet, plantar fasciitis, that's a tough one to say, heel spurs, hammer toes, bunions, corns and calluses, feel like I'm at a podiatrist's office, blisters, foot pain, neuropathy. So really the main goal of FitVille is to provide comfortable shoes that help to relieve pain and some of these foot conditions. One of the main focuses they have is a wide toe box. So all of their shoes come in wide. They actually come in wide and extra wide. So they're really trying to have a nice wide shoe that anybody can fit in, where you can really splay your toes out and not have to worry about cramming your foot into a tight shoe. So they're looking to achieve that wide, comfortable fit. All of their shoes also have a high instep to make less pressure on the top of your foot. All the shoes have stability components as well. They're very wide overall in the forefoot and the heel to help with stability, as well as having some stability elements built into the shoe. And all the shoes are also very low drop. It doesn't actually list on their website the heights, but it does say most of the shoes are a 2 to 3 millimeter drop. So not quite a zero drop shoe, but really what they're looking for is to provide you with a nice wide fit and a natural kind of running experience. I'll start off by saying one of their main goals is to help people find the right fit for them. One of the things that's kind of working against me a little bit is I do not have a wide foot, so I don't really need the wider toe box, although I did appreciate having that extra room in there. I've been wearing some pretty tight shoes recently, which are good for performance and running fast, but not necessarily the most comfortable when you're out there for like a daily easy run. The first one that I have here is the Stride Core. This is really the most stability shoe of the three that I have. You'll notice this has a lot of stability elements. It has a heel cup that goes around right here. You really kind of sit down into this. It's a firm midsole, a firm EVA midsole. It is a dual density midsole, so there's a softer part here, but it's still very firm overall. This has full rubber coverage, so very good grip on the shoe. It's also going to be very durable, but it's definitely on the firm side. You can bend it there. Just lost a rock out of the bottom. This has a combination of fly knit and suede in the upper. It has a very padded tongue, thickly padded tongue. There's a lot of a very sturdy heel collar. You know, that's not going anywhere. This also comes up and pads over your Achilles. That actually feels really good. I don't have any rubbing there. Really good lockdown in this shoe. As you can see, it does have a wide toe box. There's zero pronation in the shoe. So sometimes I overpronate a little bit with my right ankle. This definitely corrects that completely. Very stable landing, nice wide platform. The one thing that kind of works against this shoe is the weight of it though. They've really done a good job of adding in all these stability elements, making the upper very comfortable and plush. But by doing that, they're also adding weight to the shoe. So this is 15.33 ounces in my size, a men's 12. So that's definitely on the heavy side for a shoe that I would want to use. So because of the higher weight of this shoe, this is really one that I would only really look to use for easy runs, where I'm looking to make sure I'm feeling stable, feeling supported, just getting those miles in. This is going to be a very durable shoe. So stability, this shoe has got it. Comfort in the upper, this shoe has got it again. But one of the big downside to me with this one is just the weight. You know, it's heavier than most shoes I would normally use. So I can use this for my daily runs. It's going to be very durable. I think this would be best for someone who definitely has a wide foot. You're going to benefit more from the fit of this shoe. Maybe if you're a larger runner, if you're over 200 pounds. This also has a very firm midsole, so it's a lot firmer than a lot of the shoes I've been using recently. So it could be a bit jarring if you're not used to that type of shoe, but it is incredibly supportive. The upper is very comfortable. I felt very good taking this out for those easy pace kind of runs. It's just a little bit too heavy for me to turn up the pace in it. The next one here is the FitVille Stride Core. So this one has a different midsole and outsole from the first shoe. Less of a stability element to it. It's also a little bit lighter weight than the first shoe. This one has more of a traditional upper. Does also have kind of those suede pieces on the side as well as around the back here. This one's very comfortable when you first step in. There's a lot of padding in the heel there. The tongue is also one piece. I kind of like the look of this one. It's a little bit more faster looking than the first shoe, which is kind of more the stability daily trainer type of shoe. One of the negatives that I had with this shoe though is you can see the opening for your foot is really, really wide right there. There's a lot of space to step into there. Again, it has that nice high instep, so there's no pressure on top of your foot. But where I had a problem with this one is I feel like we need another lace loop right here. So since your foot just kind of sits in there, it was hard for me to get a good lockdown in this shoe because where the lace comes up on my foot is a little bit too low. I kind of need an extra eyelet in there. None of these shoes have the extra eyelet for the runner's knot. I really find that you don't need that in the first shoe and the third shoe because it's a really good lockdown. Your heel is really solidly into all of these shoes. But with this one, since I'm missing that extra eyelet, I did have a little bit of heel slippage. Also because it's a wide toe box and I don't have a wide foot. So I feel like if you had a wider foot, you might be more secure in the front here and not have the heel slippage. But since I don't have a wide foot and I was missing that extra kind of lace loop, this was the one that didn't really fit me the best of the three. So this is one that I'll probably use for walking. I could use it for casual wear. It's a very comfortable shoe, but I'm not going to be running very much in this one because it's just not fitting me right with the lack of that extra lace loop there. Now this one was actually kind of the shining star of the group. This is the Flywave Arch Power, interesting name, and it says right on there to free your toes. So this also has a wide toe box, but it's less wide than the other two shoes. So this actually fit me the best because I don't have a wide foot. I just noticed that my shirt kind of matches this shoe. I didn't plan that, but it looks like, look at that, it's almost the same exact pattern. Maybe subliminally, I knew I was reviewing this shoe today and dressed like it. I don't know. But this one, having the thinnest toe box, actually worked better for me. It's still a wide shoe. It's still plenty of room in the toe box there. It's just closer to a normal fit for me, which actually worked better. This one also has the thinnest upper. There's less of those overlays, those suede pieces, less plastic in it. So this is actually the lightest of the three shoes. This one comes in at 13.3 ounces, which is still not very light. But, you know, for a stability shoe, that's absolutely fine. And it feels faster than a regular stability shoe. This one has the same midsole and outsole as the last one there, the previous one. It's a little bit more flexible, a little bit more of a neutral shoe. This gives you, again, really excellent lockdown in the heel. It's very padded in the heel, very padded in the tongue. There's no lace pressure there. This one I also think benefits from having more traditional laces than kind of the rounded laces that are in these shoes. These don't want to hold as well, you know, because they kind of slip. And also with the eyelet chain, this has the eyelet chain that it kind of sits through, whereas this has the traditional eyelets where these laces you can really get a nice bite on it and lock it down over your foot really well, and that padded tongue makes it very comfortable. This shoe I actually got up to some pretty nice paces in. This one felt really good. I could use this one for daily runs as well as tempo runs. So I think this is actually the most usable of the three shoes to me. This one I had a little bit of the issue with the fit, with the heel slippage. The first shoe, again, being very comfortable in the upper but feeling a little bit more firm and heavy. Again, I think that shoe would be really good for daily runs or someone who's a heavier runner or maybe a heel striker or you have stability issues. That's really what that shoe is designed for. This one feels more like a traditional running shoe that I would use. I actually feel like this kind of felt a little bit like the Saucony Axon, where it has a little bit of a firmer foam but a nice kind of roll to it. This one I really enjoyed running a little bit faster. Also, something that I didn't mention that's actually kind of a real strong selling point for all these shoes is the price of the shoes. These ones, the Stride Core, are $69. $69 in the US. They do also have a website for the UK. I'll put that in the video description as well. $69 for a durable stability shoe with this much comfort and kind of plushness to the upper is a really good deal. This one is $79.99, so I think this one feels a little bit more aggressive. It has less stability elements. I like the comfort of this upper. Again, the issue that I'm having with this one is just I need that extra eyelet for this to fit me right in the upper. But again, if you have a wider foot, you might not experience that problem. And just for walking around, you know, very comfortable shoe, very supportive. But the one that I really liked the best was this one. This is the Flywave Arch Power. This one's $90, so it's still under $100. And again, if you use the code that they gave me, you'd get 30% off any of these shoes. So I think it's a very, you know, inexpensive stability shoe if you want to add a daily shoe to your rotation that you can eat up some miles and not be breaking the bank. I think these definitely fit the bill for that. So buy it, wait, or second rate. Interesting thing with this brand is it's the least expensive shoes that I've ever reviewed. So even if you're buying these at full price, I think you're getting a really good deal. It's a well-made shoe, good quality, good stability. I think again with the first one, the weight is really my only issue with it. I really have to get in some more quality runs at slower paces to build up my aerobic endurance again, and I'm definitely gonna be putting a lot of miles in these shoes doing that. These ones are really the ones that excited me the most though of this group, being the lighter weight, the better fit, really comfortable, really stable. These just felt really nice. I did a 7-mile easy run in these where I was able to hold my easy pace really comfortably and very well supported. Averaged 8:14 pace on that run, and at one point I did want to see what pace I could get these up to, so I did a couple strides in there and got up to 5:12 mile pace. So I was going about 11.5 miles an hour. So I think my top speed's around like 13.7 to 14 miles an hour. So wasn't quite able to get up to my top speed since these are a little bit heavier than, a tempo day shoe or a race shoe. But for a daily trainer, these definitely brought it. I had to run out and take care of a few things, so different outfit now. Still kind of matching, but just wanted to summarize. So again, thanks again to FitVille for providing me with the shoes for the purpose of review. Remember to like and subscribe. And I would say if you want to give this brand a try, this is the shoe that I'd recommend, being on the lighter side, feeling a little bit more natural. I would say this would be similar to an ultra type shoe where they have, the zero drop shoes with the wider footprint. This also has a wide footprint, a very low drop. I'll see you in the next review.